I'm a native Houstonian, and I went to University of Texas, and I graduated with a BS in geology. I worked in geology for several years, 5 years. In 1983, I decided that it looked like the oil business was about to go down. And so I decided that I'd like to open a small cafe, and I brought my uncle in, who was going to be my partner. Spent a very little amount of money and got open in 1983. In 1987, I hired what is now my husband.
Well, I mean, there's some story, like, one of the stories is, meeting Hugo. And, Tracy comes from a very kind of a well-to-do, prominent family here in Houston. And she ends up falling in love with a man that she hired to be a dishwasher at her restaurant. And it was a little bit of a, kind of a shock and a shake-up in her family. But that's Tracy. She loves people for who they are at the core. That's how she admires people. And she saw Hugo exactly for who he was and nothing else. And you know what? Together, the two of them won over the family and pretty much all the hearts of Houstonians.
Strength, her attitude. Many people in the industry, they talk very highly regarding her professionalism and her leadership. And she is just a remarkable person when it comes to give opportunity to other people. Back in '84, when I started working for Tracy, at some point in, I believe, '88 or so, she asked me I would be interested to get a culinary education. And I thought that was a tremendous opportunity when it came to that, and she offered it to me. I cannot thank enough Tracy to reach out to me and ask me that, and of course that changed my life forever.
Me as a business person coming in as a provider of services and food for Tracy's group, I mean, I learned a lot as a manufacturer distributor, because she was always quick to tell you what was important, why the meant so much to her, why she wanted such a particular quality of grade of product. And you just don't find that in a lot of leadership in every restaurant today. It's a tough business.
Tracy and I first met in high school. The big moment for me when I encountered Tracy again later on in life was when I started working at the Beacon, and Tracy and her group of restaurants supported us in our efforts. The Beacon is a homeless service provider, and they've just been a huge supporter of us, and it was just a real magic moment to re-engage with her again.
In every city and every community, there are a handful of people that folks look to in times of need for leadership or for inspiration or for just as a good example of what it means to be a restaurateur. Tracy's got to be on that list.
So when I met Tracy, we were working with a group of chefs and PR professionals to really position Houston as a culinary powerhouse. The collaboration that we created was called the Houston Culinary Tours. And the Culinary Tours went on to really set the tone for Houston's brand, and that is the culinary and cultural capital of the South. And when I met Tracy, I remember sitting in a group of mainly male chefs, with the exception of a few, and I remember Tracy coming into the room, and I started thinking, wow, her leadership, the way she conducted herself, the way she helped guide all of us in helping to create this program, this really important branding initiative was a very memorable moment.
She's just a natural people person and really generous with her time and her energy. She's just really committed to her businesses and the people she works with.
What makes Tracy a great mentor is her ability to run a fantastic operation. She will inspire other restaurateurs because of her delivery of excellence at every level, from ambiance to food to something as simple as uniforms. I love her attention to detail in the hospitality industry, and that's what sets her apart from a lot of the competition.
Tracy, I am so proud of you. Congratulations for being inducted into the Texas Restaurant Hall of Honor.
Tracy, from the bottom of my heart, congratulations on this. It's overdue. You deserve it more than anybody.
Congratulations, Tracy. I appreciate you and everything you do for our industry. You really make Houston look proud, and Houston is proud to have you.
I would like to thank everybody at TRA who played a part in selecting me for this great honor. You know, obviously Hugo, I have to thank him because he's the heartbeat of our restaurants. I also have a management team that is incredible, have been working so hard. There's no way that I could be where I am today without the help of a team that we have that have worked so hard to put together successful restaurants.